Namaste, everybody, from Umberto in Chaminala. Wanted to show you a further evolution of this object. I decided that this tension of space between these two these two poles, could have been qualified by one of my pre-existing jewels, exactly this one. The object is a hand-forged piece of titanium. The whole necklace comes from a piece of titanium about the shape of my small finger. Now it's not yet finished, it has to be refined, but it's working. This vice here has to be a little bit perfected. And so this is the new evolution of this shape. This support that came out this time somehow bird morphing on the theme of the Swan somehow. And it needed, of course, strong reinforcement. So it has it is 3-time armored with one thin wire of titanium going all across vertically. You can see it, not probably here, but on the bottom of this cut you will meet it. And this is to avoid the possibility that the piece of walnut, that is the base of this, may break on this weak line here. This part is reinforced by a bar of titanium arriving up to here. Then there is another one, but this is in iron, because I wanted something very strong and I didn't at the time. Anyway, it's a piece of iron like this, coming from a nail, pretty thick nail, I would say 2 millimeter, 0.5 diameter. And this goes all across from the bottom, nearly the bottom, to nearly the top. So crossing the titanium thin one that is supposed to hold this part from this possible breakage. Another possible breakage is that one of the teeth, of the side teeth, this one, you see? And I decided to reinforce this with some metal. And after searching my magic box, I found an old ring missing the center stone with 2 small rubies on the sides. And I decided to use that. So I opened it and I created this reinforcement, avoiding this teeth of wood may detach under the pressure of the necklace. Now the ruby is dirty because there were operation of gluing and pasting. It's embedded in the wood, and still is not completed. Now I'm gonna gold it, paint it. After a while, you will see. I will make it gold color, the whole thing, except the silver in the middle. And then I have to go to the workshop because I have not thin wire, and then it will be tied with a kind of Egyptian bonding right under the stone, right under the little stone, down to here. There will be a continuous spiral of silver so that this cannot detach itself, because by itself silver, is not that strong. If it was titanium, it could have been remaining by himself, but silver need to be supported. Gluing is not enough. And I don't like to nail it, because nailing it, I would create another weak point on this already pretty weak part. So it will be bonded with a spiral of thin silver wire. What else? Nothing more. Now I start painting. And I want to give a second hand to this first treatment. Another hand to the other golden part distributed around. and make this golden. Actually, this seal paste, I packed it with a lot of silver of gold dust. I When I mixed it, I added a lot of gold dust. And when it was black, the gold was pretty visible, as you see in the deeper part. While inside the gray part, yeah, you can see it, but not very much. Anyway, I'm gonna paint it brand new with this color. Let's start from the middle. I'm afraid I forgot to. No, it's already well mixed. No, it is not very well mixed. It's very transparent. This package, this package is worth a mention because it closed perfectly once you are a very strong man. And assuming that when you have to unseal it, you have at hand some tool able to deform a very thick and strong plastic, then it will work. But you see which kind of work I had to do to open this thing. Anyway, now it works. Go ahead. Yeah, just this morning, while working on the final modeling of this extension, I came to think that, yeah, there is something for sure, I think everybody can agree, that reminds the Swan in many of the shape of this object. But this morning, while I was thinking to the history and to the never-ending story of also of this object, I realized that it would have been were to be called the ugly ducklings because when it started, it was really a mess. It was the result of more than one error I committed, but not really error because I knew, but actually it was just recycling some resin that would have been thrown away, and so I felt myself free to experiment even in a field that I know that cannot produce any kind of good effect by itself. And in fact, what happened is that the casting of the passiflora flower boiled up, came out from the mold in the shape of foam, and it all effect would I say it was something to be thrown away. Instead, I decided that the object was anyway offering enough mass to create a form out of it. And moreover, this mass was having an inner cavity created by the remaining of the boiled flour. And this was making of it kind of a goud. Not a normal mass, but a mass hiding a shape, hiding a form. And I decided that I wanted to discover this shape. So it took to, because of course the boiling of the resin was not enough to destroy the flour. She kind of mashed it, but she left anyway residual vegetal, a cooked vegetal inside. And of course, this was not a geometrical, identifiable shape. The flower itself had a very complicated, passiflora is one of the most astonishing shape produced by nature, I guess. And moreover, this passiflora in the mass of the boiling resin, if almost lost completely his own shape, she anyway created a phenomenon of cavities, phenomenon that I was really curious to investigate. And so I decided that I should remove this organic material from the inside of this massive boiled resin I had. I tried first to carbonize it in order to make it soluble in water. So I put the resin in a full bath. This part, it was still round, in the in a bath of first of sulfuric acid. And in fact, I obtained it that most of the inner organic material became black color. It was carbonized, but this was not enough to make it come out just with a simple washing. The material was still solid in itself and not much available to follow my desire. So I passed it and I let it stay another couple of days in chlorhydric acid. Situation better, the upper part over here started to crumble away, but it was far from going on the deep parts. Of the cavity. So last chance. I didn't hope I was able to. To find, because the best thing to do this operation, of course, would have been caustic soda. Caustic soda is probably the faster enemy of organic matter. And but here in the mountain, I was thinking that it might be difficult to find the caustic soda. Anyway, I didn't have it, and usually to get some chemical, you have to go to Kulu. In Kulu, I was sure I would find it because it's very well provided, but Kulu is pretty far, and I wasn't exactly in the mood of going there. And instead, I was lucky and I found that caustic soda was sold also in Manali main market. And when I had the caustic soda, I made 3 passages of 1 day, 2 days each one. And after that, the cavity, then I washed it with pressure pump, with high pressure water. And the cavity, that is the bluish part inside, when finished, it will be a little bit more transparent. And the bluish part is what remains of the cavity of the flower. Some parts are still readable. All the other little details come instead from the boiling, from the bubble that were created in the casting. Here we are with this part. I just wanted to update if somebody is following. This new evolution of the shape. Anyway, all this story to say that this morning when I thought to the story of this, I decided that the ugly ducklings, even if less, how can I say, poetic, less lyric, maybe, than the Swan, was really telling already the story, because in the beginning This object was really something that most of the people would have been throwing away. Worse than a poor duckling. Duckling might become eaten, maybe, but yeah, the matter of this gold is that it's nearly impossible to have a good surface with just one passage because it's pretty transparent, but that's how it's gonna look. I have various part here to repass all the bodies. Something inside here that I didn't do. But I think that it would be annoying for you, and anyway, the movie would become too long. It was just an update on the new shape of pre-existences, because really this thing does many pre-existences. At the moment, as far as I know, it's only missing a silver bondage around that part. And then varnishing, polishing, and also this one will be ready, like it is the other one that will be subject of the next, the Grace Parut. From Umberto, the ugly ducklings in Shaminala. Have a very good day. Namaste ji.